For this example, you should see that we are not using moles, or we are not given moles nor volume. Instead, we are given grams. And then you should remember the important point in the first few slides that says that we can't compare masses directly. I can't say 4 grams will react with 2 grams of O2, for example. What we need to do is we need to convert them to moles before we can compare. So converting them to moles require us to divide the mass by their relative molecular mass, by their MR. So 4 grams of hydrogen, 16 grams of oxygen will be 2 moles and half a mole respectively. Now we have converted them to moles, then we will do our statements as per usual. So again, I'll write it based on the first amount of info, or the first information. 2 moles of hydrogen will need 1 mole of oxygen. We needed 1 mole. We have added half a mole. So oxygen is the limiting reactant. Hydrogen is the excess. So this part, writing the statement and the reasoning is the same as before. It's just that we have to make sure we convert the mass to moles before we can compare. Now a new reaction. Methane burns in oxygen. We will get carbon dioxide and water. And then we have to identify the limiting reactant based on the information, where we have 16 cubic centimeter reacted with 24. Right. Even if they don't tell you that it's a limiting reactant question, right? Remember that they give you information on 2 reactants. We have to figure out which one is limiting before we can figure out the amount of products formed. So there are gases and we are given volume. We can compare directly for gases volume. We will take the first statement as the basis of comparison. 16 cubic centimeter of CH4, and then we compare to the balance equation. 60 cubic centimeter will require, or will need, 32 cubic centimeter of oxygen. We needed 32. We have only mixed in 24. So there is not enough oxygen. Oxygen will be your limiting reactant in this mixture. And importantly, how do we find out the amount of products? How do we find out amount of CO2? We will need to base it on the limiting reactant. So we have 24 cubic centimeter of oxygen in the mixture. If this is 24, we will have 12 cubic centimeter of carbon dioxide. Okay, the limiting reactant will control the amount of products. Just be careful, do not take this 32 and find out how much 32 will give, how much carbon dioxide will be provided from 32 oxygen, right? This is not what was used in the experiment. We did not use 32, we used 24.